Hello, and welcome to the TV&T podcast. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Selena.
And we are two sisters that have decided to let the internet into the conversations that we have about TV and pop culture over endless cups of tea. In our house, the reoccurring questions are, is it tea time? To which the answer is always yes.
And what are we watching? So pour yourself a cup and get ready to get into it.
Hey guys!
Hello everybody!
What's up? We're back!
Hi podcast, hi YouTube, we're back and better than ever.
We are officially on YouTube now, guys. For everybody that's listening to us, we have a video. We're in it to win it now. We've got the whole setup going. Not quite everything we want it to be, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're coming closer with every episode.
Yes.
And I want to say we're in better spirits today, are we not?
We're definitely in better spirits. And actually, this is a cause for celebration because this is our 10th episode.
Oh my gosh! Yay! I didn't even know.
I know, that's why I waited to tell you.
That makes me so happy. Cheers with the tea.
Cheers. My tea is like so full. Cheers.
So
let's get started on this week's episode.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I feel good. I feel like light and fresh, and I've rearranged my room. I've gotten rid of so much stuff, guys. I cleaned out my closet, my bedroom, my bathroom, everything I own. I got rid of like old love letters from boys when I was a teenager.
Did you still have love letters?
Yes.
You were such a Pisces, I swear.
To the point that like I didn't even remember these people were in love with me, and I was like, oh my god, like I only vaguely remember receiving these type of like stuff.
That is so funny.
Went through all of that, cleaned it all out, and I'm just feeling all fresh and all new, and I don't really have a quote.
Oh no,
this week,
don't?
like I don't. I feel like I couldn't really find anything that like fit me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna channel Ramona Singer because every year she comes back and she's like, I'm renewing myself. I'm fresh. It's the new Ramona. It's the new Adriana.
It's the new Ramona. Okay, I think that's a good enough quote because Ramona's always saying that.
Yeah,
she's
always like, this is my renewal. I'm brand new. I'm coming fresh. So that's where I am. I'm coming fresh.
I feel like all of the housewives try to renew themselves though. Ramona does that shit.
Luann does that.
I was about to say Luann. She's always coming different.
Yes, always. So that's where I am.
Love that for you.
Yeah. So how are you?
My quote for this week comes from your favorite show.
Oh gosh.
Gilmore Girls.
Oh, I love that.
Right? And it's a Friday night. We should be out partying with the homies.
Okay.
And that is just how I feel because although everyone is out and about, our family has decided that we're not participating in the reopening.
We're really not. We're just not here for it at all.
And then I'm seeing all of my friends at the strip club, and in case you guys at places out and about, and in case you guys have forgotten, I'm 21 years old and I really miss being in the streets. I really miss going to my bars. I really miss going to my clubs, and I feel like I have a theory, okay?
Okay.
My drinking has escalated because I'm no longer getting blacked out.
Oh my
and
God.
And it makes me want to continue drinking. Like, you know when you have a really rough night and you're like, oh, I'm never drinking again?
Yes.
And then you don't drink for like a couple weeks?
Uh-huh.
That doesn't happen to me because all of my drinking is controlled.
Remember I told you that in the beginning of quarantine? I was like, I need to get fucked up at least once, like, in the house because I just was like, I need to like have the sensation of like doing the most just so I can be okay with being completely in the house.
Yeah, that hasn't happened for either of us. We're just getting to the point of the drunkenness where we're having fun and it's fresh, and then we take a shower and we go to bed.
I actually liked it, but I'm also 30, so I'm in a very different place, and I feel very different about, like, everything. Like, I don't miss the streets. Like, literally, if I could just go get a wax and just go get my nails done, which I know I can, but I'm just not really comfortable doing it yet, I would be happy. Like, I literally don't need to do anything else. Like, everything else gets shipped to me.
I miss my lash girl. End of story.
Okay, you know.
But because
it's okay.
because we took a little break from our regular content. If you guys haven't listened to our episode last week, you need to.
Yes, go
so
listen
good.
or watch.
It was a different side of us, very serious.
Very serious.
And I liked it, but because we haven't gotten the chance to talk about TV, I feel like it's piled up.
It has. Like, this week, I feel like and last week, we watched so many different shows, like, in completion, and yeah, let's dive right in.
Oh my gosh, you guys. First off, we binged, what is this show called?
Homecoming.
We binged Homecoming in one day.
It's on Amazon. They're in their second season. This season is starring Janelle Monáe.
We love her.
And I really liked her in this role. Like, I like her as an actress. She plays, I don't want to give it away in case somebody hasn't watched it, but we're in the second season, and in the first season it was starring Julia Roberts, and she played a therapist that was working at a government facility helping veterans deal with PTSD and re-entering life and work. And you know, they are experimenting secretly on the soldiers with a special drug that slowly takes away the memories of them in war. So it helps them, it eliminates the PTSD by wiping their memory in small doses. So that's what's happening in the first season. And it's like a mystery that's being uncovered because Julia Roberts doesn't really fully remember her time at the facility. And you get to see why that is as the show plays on. And then you're picking up season 2 with one of the soldiers it was centered around in season 1. And he has been brought into like just the continuation of the story, and he's being slightly investigated by Janelle Monáe. Because he's looking into his time at the center. And, you know, she is now in a place where she doesn't quite remember why she is in a place, who she is. She has lost her memory, essentially. And she's trying to put the pieces back together of who she is, why she's in this small town that she's found in, and what happened to her. And it's just such a good show.
It's just so amazing how the mystery unfolds.
Yes.
And I said this to you. This is something that we like about The Sinner.
Yes.
It seems so mysterious and you're so entwined in it, but when you finally get the explanation, it's normal in a sense. It's like, okay, that makes sense.
It totally makes
plausible.
Sense. Yes.
It feels like it's real.
Simple storyline, and you're really working backwards, but it's in such an interesting way. And just the story is really great. The drug that they're experimenting on is being expanded and rolled out to the public in the second season, and Janelle Monáe is tasked with helping her partner, her fiance wife,
her girlfriend,
her partner, with trying to track down this soldier that's making inquiries into the program. She thinks he's going to cause some sort of trouble, and she is trying to cover her tracks, essentially, because she knows the product is problematic.
Oh yeah, they all know deep down that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now the government is involved, and they want a hold of the product. They want to bring it to the market. They want people to be able to use it freely, and they don't want to put any sort of regulations on it. They just want people to like experiment with this experimental treatment and see what happens.
That makes you lose your memory. We all know why that can be a problem. And I will say, I really liked the fact that the show took on a different storyline in season 2 because I didn't watch season 1. We just ended up binging season 2 together on an off night. And I like how the storyline is different. I love Janelle Monáe in the role. I think she did a great job. Also, we've mentioned this to you guys. I love it when they dress people well in shows. And everybody's outfits in the show were on point. Freaking amazing.
Like, her partner, I don't know her name, but her wardrobe, she was wearing these like cute little shift dresses with a pointy-toed heeled boot. Like, die. Kill me now. I was living for it.
Yeah, like, can I dress like that?
Oh my god,
Always?
I was dying for the wardrobe. And guys, if you watch this, all I'm gonna say is the blue suits.
The blue suits, period.
Like,
let us know what you think of the blue suit. Go watch Homecoming.
So good.
Yeah.
That blue suit was perfection.
Chef kiss.
Yes. Yeah, the entire storyline was great. I thought how they unfolded the mystery this season was really well done again. I can say, if you watch the first season, because I did, it was a little boring. The first season, it's a little bit of a slower unfolding. It's
slow burn.
It's a slow burn, and you're kind of like, where is this going? And it doesn't start to pick up until quite a few episodes in. I can say this second season is different. It's a little shorter, and it's a little bit more action-packed.
Oh,
you really they're getting to it. They're getting into it immediately.
The twist at the end, amazing. And I know we're not spoiling this, but how surprised were you? I mean, were you surprised? Because I kind of saw it coming. I was putting the pieces together, but I don't know how you felt about it.
I don't know how. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think that they were gonna... Okay, we're spoiling this. I didn't think that they were going to poison everybody at the company, including all the members of the DOJ that were there, that were trying to bring this product to the market with it. And it just goes to show you that the government or like these corporations, they will put these products out in the public and they know it's dangerous. They know the side effects are terrible. And they would never, ever, ever use it on themselves, but they're willing to give it to millions of people. It's all over the world.
It's all a money game, you guys.
It's sick.
Truly sick. No, and I mean, that's why I wasn't surprised. I feel like the show was just devolving. Like, as the conspiracy was breaking down, as we see what Homegirl is really going through, I'm talking about Janelle Monáe, I just knew it couldn't end well. And once the guy started waking up to what was happening, I was like, he's dangerous. He's gonna do something. Yeah, he did not take the fact that he was experimented on lightly, and he really just wanted retribution, I think. He wanted revenge, yeah. He poisoned everybody. Everybody just drank the Kool-Aid like it was all good. Literally. And I mean, I thought that was necessary. At the very end, the head of the DOJ, she was like, you know, my daughter's getting married next week, and I know in about 5 minutes, I'm not going to remember any part of my life. Wow. Like, I thought that was so sad, but I was like, that's what you were willing to do to the public. Yeah. So I can't even feel bad for you, ma'am. Like, gosh, and God forbid they just put it out there. How about that's like the best date rape drug? Like, you don't care what people are going to do with this memory eraser? That's sick. Yeah, it was sick. Like, even for the soldiers that they were originally experimenting on, it was taking away certain memories and not their entire life, but they were microdosing them. Yeah. But even in that regard, like, you don't know what is going to be wiped out and what's not. Like, you could microdose my wife out of my memory, or you could microdose, like, I don't know, important information that you need for the future out of your memory, and that can have really long-lasting effects that is just it's not okay. I will say that even though we kind of just spoiled it for you guys, I think you should still watch it.
No, it's so good.
So good, 10 out of 10. We got hooked, watched it in one night.
It's really short. They're 30 minutes episodes. There's only 8 episodes in the second season, 10 episodes in the first. Honestly, I watched the first season in a day also. It's a very easy, quick watch, and I would definitely binge both seasons. Just know that the first half of the first season is a little slow, but it's Julia Roberts, so you can do.
She's great. She makes the show probably.
Yeah. She is great in that role. It was a very different kind of role for her. She was, it was just, she's America's sweetheart, and that role was not America's sweetheart-esque at all.
Okay.
I liked it.
That's fun and fresh.
Yeah, it was nice.
You know what else is fun and fresh?
I know. Married at First Sight?
Oh, actually, I was going to take that another way. I was going to say, are you lost, baby girl?
Oh my god! Okay, this is not a TV show. We're going off of the plantation right now. Like,
just for a quickie mention, because we have to mention this, I have watched the best thing I've ever seen in my life this week on Netflix.
Okay. The movie is called 365 DNI.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you sum it up?
Massimo is a daddy and a half, and you just watch him do cool shit.
I would say the movie is hot.
Mm-hmm. You know the meme of Lady Gaga where she's like, no sleep, play, another club. This movie is like shopping, sexy, another sexy, shopping. Massimo has a gun. Massimo has another gun.
Oh my god. Okay, the premise of this movie is the head of the mob, he's the head of the mafia.
Italian mafia. He's so sexy.
In Sicily. He sees this girl in the distance one day, and he becomes like obsessed with her. 5 years later, he sees her again on the street, basically hunts her down, kidnaps her, takes her away from her life, and is like, I will let you go in 365 days if you don't fall in love with me.
Oh, yeah. And he makes it very easy to fall in love with him, honey. Like, money on money on money.
I know
good looks on good looks. Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is, he's only appealing because he is literally a Greek god. Like,
honestly, I cannot think of anybody else they could have gotten to make that work, because if the guy was like a little bit off, a little bit feito for all of my fellow Miamians, it wouldn't have worked because the premise is creepy.
The premise is so creepy. Like, I was watching it last night. I didn't watch it with her. And I was like, this is a problem. I mean, he is aggressive. He's angry. He's a psychopath. He literally kidnaps this girl, takes her away from her entire life. And it's like, sir, just because you think you love her doesn't mean that you are now entitled to have her in your life. Like, that's a problem.
Definitely a problem. I don't want to perpetuate that narrative being okay.
No, it's definitely not. And there were some scenes that I was like, this is triggering. Like, if you have been assaulted, I don't know if this is the movie for you. Like, there are definitely some scenes that you're like, whoa. He doesn't ever like rape her, but it is, he's walking a couple lines. He's real. His toe is right on the line.
Shifty sands.
Right. But he might be the sexiest man I've ever seen.
I have to second that motion because he is just...
He's so hot. Like, guys.
Maroney, look him up. Watch the movie, please.
Watch the movie.
It's a good watch.
The acting is, like, not it. The storyline is really...
Dialogue's bad.
The dialogue, what Cece started with is, like, his go-to phrase, and he's always like, are you lost, baby girl? And it's just so... corny and like cringy. You're just like, oh no, I literally never want to hear the word baby girl said to me ever in life. Like, he's completely ruined that. And I just
I'm here like, you could call me baby girl.
But he is so fine. Oh my god. And the girl that he kidnaps,
They picked a really good girl.
They picked a good girl. She had some sex appeal. She was pretty, but not like breathtakingly beautiful, but she was pretty. And she was like, she just was sexy.
She had a lot of sex appeal.
Yeah.
The way that she interacted with him, they had really good chemistry. The way she carried herself.
Yeah, and she had a great body.
Oh, yeah.
And her clothing. Oh my God. Like they did 2 shopping montages. Like when do you ever get one in a movie anymore? They did 2. And he was just, you know, bathing her in riches. Like she had the life. Like if you get kidnapped, that's what you want it to be, but like that's not a real kidnapping.
Oh, of course that's not a real kidnapping. But once again, if you want me and Adriana to like a show or a movie, give us fashion, give us face, and that's about it.
Literally.
I just like to look at people.
Because
like,
he was so hot. He was like just like.
And side note, if you guys are interested in our family dynamic, I watched that movie with my mother, my 2 younger sisters, and my 2 cousins, and it was all good. We made jokes about the sex scene like it was nothing. And I was like, I'm living for this, and my mom was behind me saying, I'm living for this, and it was just great.
Yes, I mean, I was not there for that, but I watched it, and I was like, oof, baby. He can get it. He can sew it. He was tall and he was tatted and he was muscular and he had bone structure and just his skin and his hair and that jaw, and he had the little jowls that poked out. I was just,
The hand tattoos?
And his hands were big and they were beautiful and they were manicured, and he was literally gorgeous. Like I was like, oh, wow.
And Ramp. And Ramp.
That's it.
Because we're TV, okay?
Yes.
Back to what you were saying. Married at First Sight. Australia.
Another show that we watched this week was Married at First Sight, Australia. Now, I think we talked about Married at First Sight before.
Oh, yeah.
Briefly.
We did a whole episode on it.
Yes. And we love Married at First Sight, but they're international this season. I wonder why they're playing it.
You know, that makes me wonder too now, because apparently they've had Married at First Sight in Australia
for 7 years.
Yes, and apparently they've also had it in other countries. Yeah, but those episodes have never been available to us in the US.
Yeah.
For some reason, they made the season available to us. Maybe because of quarantine, they had to stop filming for New Orleans.
Maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We started watching the first 3 episodes, and guys, if you watch the American version, you have to start watching this Australia one. Like, we're 3 episodes in, and they're just, I mean, I don't even know how to describe this. It's so good. It's so much better.
The American version of the show, I have 2 words for you. The ghetto, okay? My first thoughts on Married at First Sight Australia is that they have budget.
Yeah.
All of the weddings are beautiful.
Beautiful.
All of the dresses are amazing.
Gorgeous.
I haven't seen any rings, but I'm guessing they're probably nice as well, because I saw, like, from afar, one of them shimmer, one of the engagement rings for the women. And the people in Australia, for some reason, are all so much better looking than who they cast in America. I don't know how they're doing this, but they're giving me life.
I think it's I don't know what's going on over there. It's just yards ahead of what they do here.
Oh my gosh,
the experts seem just much more in tune with dating in 2020. Like they're just so clued in. Like, they're like, this is a hot girl, we need to give her a hot guy, because she's not gonna want some goody goo goo that is just like not it. And they're giving people like very good, I think, like looks wise and like sexual compatibility matches.
Yeah.
And not to say that that's all that marriage is built on, but that is a huge factor. Like, if you're not attracted to somebody, you're just not attracted to somebody. I don't care how great they are.
Yeah, and that's something that I feel like the American experts have lost over the years. They're no longer thinking about compatibility in the sense of physicality or sexual preference. They've completely thrown that away, ignored it, and say, oh, these people are gonna be great for each other emotionally, they match personality wise, lifestyle wise. Like, no, there's no reason why you should be matching people to be married if you know that they're not going to be attracted to them.
Right.
We've seen that happen in the American version multiple times.
Like, at least once a season. These experts just seem so much more in tune.
Clued in.
Yeah, they're like, and also the ages of the people getting married in Australia is so much more appropriate. These people are all in their 30s. I don't think they've showed us a couple in their 20s yet.
Yes, they're in the most recent episode, the young guy and the girl who said she was a strong woman, he was 28.
Yeah.
But even 28 is a way better age than 25, the disaster that
was
Katie
last season.
And Derek were,
the ages are so much more appropriate. They've got people that have been divorced before. They have people that are single parents.
Oh my gosh, I love the fact that they've included people with
kids. I think that's so interesting because it's really not for everybody, but if you don't mind, then that could really be great. That opens up a complete new pool of men and women that America's just not tapping into.
Yeah, the American version have never matched people with kids.
Yeah.
And it's so disappointing now that I think about it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm not someone, I'm single, but I would never date someone, I don't want to date someone with kids, but like, if someone is open to that, if they also have kids, like, I think that's a great pairing because you know that someone is responsible, they're taking care of the child that they brought into the world. I think if you have a similar lifestyle with two people that are both raising children, I think they're able to accept the person and their kids a lot easier. I don't know. I just think it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and I think those people are the ones that are really ready to be married, really ready to have a life partner because they know what they want. They've already done the whole kids thing. They just want a life partner. Yeah. And I think the people that they match with kids have I don't want to say a way better chance, but they seem very compatible compared to some of the other couples we've seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, they have their first lesbian couple, which I think is like amazing. We have said this so many times about the American version, like there is no diversity.
Yeah, they've never had a same-sex couple.
They've never had a same-sex couple, and they've never done an interracial couple either in America, which is something we literally have been talking about since season 1. We're like, I wonder if they would do an interracial couple, and we're now on season 11, and there hasn't been one. And
oh, kind of. They've put an Indian girl with a white guy, Davina, and I think Alex
so true.
in
That
New
was
York.
season 2.
Season 2. And then they did, in the season where they're in Miami, they did a Latina and a white guy. Actually, 2 couples like that.
I don't know. I don't think that was enough.
I don't think it was enough either. I want to see somebody white and black. I want to see some Asian people in the mix because I know they're applying.
Yeah.
I wonder why they're not getting picked.
Yeah.
And then no same-sex couples.
That as well. Like, I think that would be such an interesting dynamic. Like, I would love to see 2 men be paired together. I think it's going to be interesting to see this lesbian couple play out because their friends are so involved in their lives and...
But I stand them.
Oh my god, I love them.
Is that your favorite couple?
No, I like the one that's gonna be a train wreck, which is the ex-fighter and the
one that owns the
used,
farm and the ex-drug addict.
I love them.
I think they're really cute. They're another Amber and Barnett.
Yes, they're gonna be. I just feel like it's gonna be hot and heavy, and they're gonna like be obsessed with each other in 2.5 seconds, and then it's all going to crash and burn.
Oh, for sure. You guys need to watch this. It's so much better than the American version, and the trailer is already showing some couples breaking down.
Yeah. They've showed us like 6 couples so far. There's 10 couples in all.
Oh, that too. So many couples.
So many couples. And then they pair them together and put them all in a house after their honeymoon. So they're living out this whole experiment within a house with each other, which I think is very interesting because it's giving you like Bachelor in Paradise vibes. And, you know, like, I don't know. I just think the dynamics of seeing other couples so closely, like, I'm in this room, you guys are in another room, is going to be interesting also.
Oh, yeah. And then they've already insinuated that somebody's going to take away someone man.
Yeah, they said, guys, just let's promise each other that no one's going to sleep with each other's man. So I'm assuming that has happened on a season before, and it got intense or crazy.
We need to go searching for the previous seasons of the show.
Now I want to watch every other season.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That's our next project.
I mean, it looks really good so far. We're loving it. And I just don't understand what the budgets are like for these weddings. They're doing 10 weddings. They've got them put up in this huge house. And I don't understand, like, the American weddings, it's like they put them in a ballroom and there's like 4.5 flowers and a tablecloth, and that's it.
That's about it.
These weddings are in these gorgeous different areas, like on the seaside cliff, in the forest, overlooking this historic church, like beautiful settings. And so many flowers, like
so many flowers. Y'all, let us know what's going on in Australia because all of these women have bouquets of orchids.
Yes,
bouquets of these huge roses.
Huge.
I mean,
even at the receptions, like the tables are like trawling with huge arrangements. I'm just like, what is the budget for these weddings?
Yeah, because anyone who has planned a wedding or is obsessed with wedding shows like me knows that flowers are some of the most expensive things to add into your wedding.
Yeah, it's crazy what they're doing. It's gorgeous to watch, and all the people are very good looking, and I love it.
10 out of 10, highly recommend. Everyone go watch it, and I think we'll recap it when it's all done.
For sure. We'll continue to talk about this because there's a lot of episodes. There's like 30 episodes of this show.
I'm here for it.
I'm so here for it. This is so good. If you watch America, just do it. Just do it. Okay, so should we hop into the tea?
I think it's time for tea for sure, and there's a lot of tea happening.
Yes.
Do you want to go first?
We haven't really talked about tea in like 2 weeks.
I know, right?
Yeah. So
this is interesting.
Yes. Okay, so you want me to go first?
Actually, I want to go first because my first tea story goes hand in hand with our last episode. Okay? My story is that a bunch of celebrities have recently been canceled because we don't like cancel culture, do we?
I mean, I just don't think it's real.
Yeah. Bunch of celebrities are canceled because of everything that's been going on in society with Black Lives Matter. Okay. Virgil Abloh donated $50 to Black Lives Matter. $50 can't buy you anything on the Off-White website.
So people turned this into a joke, of course, because Twitter will Twitter.
We love the memes. We're here for it.
And I think he like took the challenge literally. Like it says match what I donated. So the person that tagged him matched it. He matched it. And so
this is sick.
I guess like in that moment, like he just wasn't thinking like, oh, let me donate more. Like maybe he had already made a huge donation and he was just like, let me do this also. Or maybe he was planning another donation. Like not everything has to be done in public. It was just weird that he tweeted that's what he did. Like even if he had done it and not posted it, I just don't know. I don't know.
I think it's truly sick, okay, Adriana, because
I don't know.
No, I think it's sick because why would he post?
I'm crying.
Why would he post that donation if he didn't mean? He posted it with his whole chest. Some people post screenshots of their donation and they cover the amount. He didn't do that. He said it with his whole chest. I donated $50, sir.
Well, maybe he just wasn't thinking about it. Like maybe he didn't put two and two together and was like, oh, I should really donate more to this donation right here. Like again, what if he had done something else? Like other people were donating silently. Like Kanye has donated silently, and like now it's coming out that over the years he's been donating like continuously to Democratic candidates, and he's set up this whole college fund for George Floyd's daughter. You know, people don't have to announce everything.
But he announced this, and it was very unfortunate and out of place. I am actually reading on the Huffington Post that he came out with a statement saying, I joined a social media chain of friends who were matching $50 donations. I apologize that appeared to some as if that was my only donation to these important causes. Abloh explained, adding that he has donated $20,500.
I rest my case.
I suppose, but it was just very funny.
He did what the challenge called for.
And it just seems as though the $20,500 donation was an afterthought. And even so, $20,000, sir. That's like a little penny for you.
I mean, yes, I agree with that. But I don't know. Maybe he's budgeting. Like, we don't know what his finances are like.
We don't know. Once again, we don't know. I just thought it was very funny because
it was hilarious.
He's still pretty canceled.
I just feel like Virgil, for a lot of people, is like this like fashion god icon like type person, and for a lot of people that are like really into fashion, they're like, what has Virgil really done for Black people in fashion? Mm-hmm. Not a whole lot. And so I just feel like Virgil's already kind of like on the line of being canceled always.
People have been wanting to cancel him, so I suppose.
So this was just them, just like, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. You know? It was one of those.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else in the fashion industry that is canceled is the founder of Dolls Kill, Shawty Lynn. Did you see that?
I did see that. She owns a makeup brand.
No, Dolls Kill.
What is that?
That's a clothing brand.
Oh, it's a clothing brand? I thought it was makeup.
No, Dolls Kill.
Okay.
They're known for like festival wear, goth fashion. Sister Danny is super into them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I kind of know about them.
Oh, okay. I saw that she came out with a video explaining that
she posted a photo of riot cops in front of the Dolls Kill store in LA with a caption along the lines of this is the revolution. Yeah, I actually think it was that. This is the revolution. And people took that as, okay, you support the cops? Like, what are you even talking about here?
Okay.
So she came out to say that, you know, that's not what she meant by the post, that she's an anarchist and she supported the entire anarchy, do whatever you want, like, Black people rising up. She says she supports Black Lives Matter. And then people actually came for her because the brand has been racist and, like, kind of... what is that? Not sexist, but like in the past they've said some things. So I did some digging. They had a shirt called Goth is White, like printed Goth is White on the shirt. Okay. And then they also had another shirt that said Dead Girls Can't Say No.
Oh my god.
Super problematic. So everyone on the Dolls Kill team was commenting back to those comments on the video like, we're gonna address that soon, and Shawty Lynn was just like very silent. And apparently Dolls Kill is racist and it's not a nice place to work. Some Twitter people came out saying I worked at Dolls Kill, it wasn't fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that also came out in Vogue, that Vogue is not a good place to work for people of color. Like, what is going on in fashion?
I think fashion has always been a predominantly white landscape. And, you know, people are just waking up to racism in America, and I'm saying this in quotes. So I'm sure there has been a fair amount of microaggressions, just plain out racism that people of color have had to endure, and they've had to fight so hard to get any little bit of respect that they have. And, you know, they just don't ascend to the places that a lot of non-white people, like non-people of color, can ascend to. I don't know. I think this is like when Me Too happened and everybody was coming out with their stories of sexual harassment, and they were speaking up for the injustice of that time. This is what's happening. You know, we're talking about acts of racism, small and large, in workplaces, in the world right now, and people are coming forward with their stories. Like, nobody is safe.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just like Me Too shifted the culture around sexual assault, everything that's happened in the past couple weeks is definitely going to shift the culture in regards to race.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be like mandatory that everybody now is extremely hyper aware of the small things that happen regarding race that were largely swept under the rug before.
Yeah, because who would have thought Shawty Lynn, founder of Dolls Kill?
I mean, I guess I don't know this girl or this brand, so I'm like, okay.
A little confused. No, but like I definitely wouldn't have thought. Last story for me, J.K. Rowling's canceled.
Okay, let's talk about this. Like, I love J.K. Rowling. Let's not say I love her. Like, I love Harry Potter.
Oh, I love Harry Potter too.
Love. So, by extension, I love J.K. Rowling. But this week, if you don't know what we're talking about, she responded to a article that was posted, I think, on Washington Post. And in the article, it said, what was the phrasing?
It was talking about women, and instead of referring to women as women, they said people who menstruate.
Yes, people who menstruate. And so her response to the article was, people who menstruate, ? I wish there was like a word for that.
Yeah, she said, and I quote, "I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumben, wimpound, woomud," referring to women, because the article didn't use the word women.
Yes.
And then she also explained, if sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth.
Okay.
Yikes.
So people responded very negatively to her and saying that was, one, a problem, and two, just
transphobic.
Yeah, it was transphobic. It just like wasn't a nice thing to say regarding the people in that community.
Yeah, and I actually talked about this with you a little bit, saying that I understand the point that she's trying to make, that trans women's experience is different than like cis women's experience, but the way she said it was so insensitive and it definitely felt like it came from the wrong place.
Yes, it came from a place that just felt like there was only one way to describe something.
Oh yeah, only one way to be a woman.
That
we know that there's not.
Exactly. And I don't think it takes away any part of the lived experience of women to inclusively involve, you know, differences within womanhood.
Yeah.
It made her seem just like so old.
Oh my gosh, very old.
It really, and it's like, she's a public figure. I would think that she would have a little bit more understanding to the nuance in how she could describe her life.
Oh yeah, and I think maybe the comment was geared towards political correctness, because I don't necessarily like how political correctness has changed what you can say in articles, like not in terms of this, but in other situations. I don't necessarily like how political correctness has people not saying what they really mean.
Yeah.
So maybe the comment was directed towards that, the fact that they didn't use women in the article. Like, oh, why can't you just say women?
Because maybe they were trying to include people within the trans community. So I understand, like, just how the language around race and race relations is evolving. The language around sexuality and gender is expanding, and you have to include that, you know. 10 years ago, we weren't really using people of color.
True.
You know, you only spoke about people in terms of being Black or Asian or Hispanic. You didn't use terms like that were all encompassing. And so
yeah,
I think this is where that falls into. It's terminology that is all encompassing of people within that. And I don't think it has anything to do with the actual lives being lived that differentiate, like, for instance, a cisgender woman and a trans man. You know?
Yeah.
We both menstruate.
Yeah, and even if even if the comment was towards political correctness and kind of pushing against that, it's just annoying that you can't say certain words anymore. There's no reason for you to make public kind of insensitive and some people would argue hateful comments about it.
Yeah.
Like, have that annoyance, use the proper terminology, and get over it.
Yeah, and also, if you want to refer to yourself as a woman, I don't see how that article negates that in any way.
Oh yeah, and that's definitely something that has been said, that she's
over
saying,
and over again by
she's saying
the trans community.
Yeah, she's saying if trans people are real, I guess, if sex isn't real, then that negates her experience, when it doesn't make sense. Those two are very separate.
Completely.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you sound old.
You sound old, you sound out of touch.
Yeah, that's how it feels to me. When I read this, I was like, oh, I want so much better for you, ma'am. I don't really understand the pushback against the trans community in that way. Like, what does, like, I've seen different conversations around, like, trans women. Obviously, trans women are real women, and some people don't like when they say that. Some people don't like that assertion.
What do you mean?
They think that there should be a difference between somebody that's cisgendered and trans.
Yeah.
And so there has been...
Oh gosh, I got scared. I heard a noise.
There is that conversation of, like, what is considered quote-unquote real or not. And I just feel like if you're up in arms about someone else's gender, like, you need a hobby.
Get over it. Move on.
Right. Like,
you have nothing better to do.
I don't know how that affects me. Like, I want everyone to be able to live the life that they want to live in the way that makes them happy. And if they need to use language that's all encompassing of that and asserts their place in this world, I just don't see how that negates my experience and my life. And like, I don't feel any sort of way about that.
And even if it did, I wouldn't pass up myself and tweet about it.
I mean, that too, like...
She needed to sit down, educate herself.
Yeah, I just don't get the oh no, like, just because you're being more inclusive means that somehow I'm being excluded. White people, that's for you. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
True. That was a lot of tea. Even though that was one tea,
yes,
it was a lot. What's your tea?
My tea is Kylie Jenner is not a billionaire.
This is juicy, you guys.
So I think this was last week. Forbes came out and said they are revoking Kylie's billionaire title. And it is because that upon further review of financial documentation that they were provided at the time, it seems that, you know, the numbers were off and shit was not adding up.
Apparently, Kylie or whoever sent the documents to Forbes falsified those documents and inflated her income and assets.
Yes. Where was the due diligence before the article came out? You put her on the cover. What are you doing?
I will say, probably an intern did it.
Huh?
As someone
nobody double checks.
As someone who's
gonna
in
put on
media,
the cover,
probably an intern did it.
They named her the youngest self-made billionaire. Right.
Not true.
And like, also, does she not? I understand like having like your net worth is different from like your cash in the bank and all of those types of things, but did no one on her team, like her financial team, be like,
I wonder if she knew she wasn't a billionaire.
She came out and made not a statement. She just tweeted, was like, oh, you think I lied about this? Like, no, like I wouldn't have made this up. Like basically saying like, this is crazy that they would think that I would make this up to get this title appointed to myself.
Then what is the truth? Who did it?
I don't know.
And did she not know she was indeed not a billionaire?
I don't know.
Because it seemed like all the Kardashians thought she was a billionaire as well.
Yeah.
Just from watching the show and how they speak to each other.
Yes. And, you know, Travis was making music about my girl got a Billy. Like, I don't know, sis. This is just, this was crazy. I just think if you are the leading financial magazine of the country and you're gonna put somebody on the cover, write a whole cover story about how she's built this brand and built these businesses and acquired all this money so young and how she's done it, you didn't triple check? What, like, how did this come about if it wasn't like solidified?
It don't make sense. My theory is an intern did it. Sorry to all of you interns at Forbes. I'm blaming it on you.
Kris Jenner, girl, you earn every bit of money. Because that is just it was so much press. It was so much conversation. It was such a highly talked about subject. It's just...
You know what they say, the devil works hard, but
Kris Jenner works harder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was her. Who done it?
Yeah, like, I just don't understand how it got this far to now a year and a half later they're having to retract it. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe she had a friend of a friend that hooked it up and then got it past the editors.
I don't know.
Seems fishy to me.
Okay. Well, my last story is Amanda Seales is leaving The Real.
Unfortunate.
And
because we like her.
I love Amanda Seales. Like, I know she's not for everybody. A lot of people do not like her. She's one of those, like, problematic people.
She's a little problematic because I actually watched a YouTube video about her that made her seem very bad, but I'm not gonna just believe everything that video says, you know?
She is very problematic. She's always getting, like, dragged. She's always topic of conversation. She's one of those people that I think just rubs people the wrong way. She comes off just wrong and harsh and abrasive and intense, and I don't think there's anything wrong with any of those things. I just feel like a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like when women are like that. A lot of people don't like when Black women are like that. So I understand why people don't like her, but I love her. Like, I think she is smart, she's educated, and I don't agree with everything she says, but I agree with a lot of what she says.
I think she's real.
I think so too.
It's so unfortunate that the other ladies on The Real didn't like her.
No, that's not the case. They've all come out and been like, we loved having Amanda on the show. We appreciate her time. We're sad to see her go. Like,
they said the same thing about Tamar, and there was beef with Tamar.
Oh, I know.
So I think that's just to show face. Not show face, keep face?
Yeah.
What's the word?
Keep face.
Okay.
People were alleging that she might have gotten fired and not that she quit. She says that she was up for to renew her contract and she didn't renew it. Due to the fact that there were people in the management that wanted her voice silenced, and she didn't want to be in such a public platform and having to temper her opinions and the things that she says.
Oh, wow.
So, which I can totally agree. She goes there about race, about relationships, government, and she's extremely outspoken. She's extremely passionate, and she does have a master's in African American studies. So she does kind of have a little bit of, she has legs to stand on in these conversations, and she uses that forcefully, and I just don't think it's for everybody. You know, this is a daytime talk show, and this isn't The View, and they want it to be fun, and she always brings a certain level of seriousness to the conversations that the other hosts, quite frankly, could never without her. And I just don't think, you know, a lot of fans didn't respond well to that, and I guess, you know, management didn't either, and so she's leaving. I mean, I'm sad to see her go. Like, I think a lot of the conversations she had were necessary, and it was great to see that in that sort of like fun, jovial, really accessible platform. So yeah, sad to see you go, sis.
Sad to see her go. I wonder who or if they will bring somebody else on.
I really think they need to keep it with the 4 girls that are there, because every time they try to bring someone in, it really just doesn't work out.
It doesn't work. Let them have a guest panelists on.
Yeah.
But keep it at the 4, because those are really the stars. I loved Tamar, but I mean, I don't really miss her that much.
That's so weird. I miss Tamar a lot. Like, I liked what Tamar brought to that show.
I love her, but I feel like they've definitely made the show their own now.
Oh, for sure. I totally agree. So yeah,
we'll see.
It is what it is.
If we have time, I have another tea we can mention.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Kanye is not a Trump supporter.
Supposedly,
allegedly, he only put on the Make America Great Again hats to, and I quote, get a meeting? Let me read you the quote.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm just telling you that we got that amazing woman out of jail in Florida, right? We didn't really get to have that meeting until I put the hat on. What do you think of this?
I mean, this is, I think if he was gonna play like a real long game, then he should have kept it up for longer than now. But I think we're at a place right now with Trump and this country and the police and the government where you really have to pick a side.
Yeah, you definitely have to pick a side. And not all, I would say a lot of Kanye's fans push this under the rug, but with everything Trump has said and how he's handled everything that's been going on, it doesn't make sense to support him anymore, because people are gonna say, hey, Kanye, that's still your boy or what?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a last-ditch effort to make himself look better, or genuinely if it was all just a facade and he never liked Trump.
Oh, for sure.
We'll never know.
I don't know. It just seems really... How do we trust you? What do you actually believe?
What do you actually believe if you can just fake it so easily?
Yeah, and he went on television and did interviews, and he was wearing the hat, and I don't know.
You're not here for it?
I'm just not here for it. I don't like people that you don't know where they stand. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd rather know that you stand on a side that I don't agree with or I don't appreciate than not know where you stand at all.
Then be shiesty.
It's like you don't know how far they're willing to go. Like, how far are you willing to go and what's actually believable? Mm-hmm. Like, now when you come back around and you're like, oh, I'm for my people, I'm this, I'm that, I'm da-da-da-da. It's like, how can we trust that?
What happened to George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Right. Like,
what happened to that, Kanye?
Right. It just seems very, I don't know, I don't know. would he have gotten those meetings? Could Kim be doing the legal work that she's doing? I don't know. But it just doesn't sit right with me.
It doesn't sit right with me either, but I will say, to be the devil's advocate, it does make sense because I don't know if they would have gotten that woman. And I think they've gotten a couple others out of jail as well if he didn't publicly say he supported him.
Yeah. But if Trump goes back into office, like, are you going to be able to keep that up?
Who knows?
Are you done with that now?
Seems so.
Is that no longer a priority for you? It's like, what switched? What flipped? Like, he could have set up the college fund for George Floyd's daughter. He could have, you know, given money to Black Lives That Matter and still been wearing the MAGA hat.
Yeah, he could have rode the wave until Trump was out of office in order to get more people out of jail. I don't understand why it's just happening now.
Yeah, like, why stop it now? What happened?
Seems a little off. Is Kris Jenner at work here?
I don't know. It just seems really weird that now he's willing to take a stand. I don't know. I don't know.
We're not here for it.
I'm not really here for him. Like, I could care less.
But I think that is all we have for today.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're watching this on YouTube.
Subscribe there. Subscribe here if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, something else.
Yes. And please leave us a rating and review or a comment if you feel so inclined.
Only if it's nice. Y'all know the drill.
Yes, tell us very nice things. Thank you so much. And we will be back next Friday for another episode of the TV